Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have a brand new announcement from Lucasfilm, or from Star Wars themselves, and for what we may anticipate into the regards of the future of some upcoming release specifically projects for Lucasfilm Animation, as they seem to be searching for more animators to take on more projects. Of course, we're going to go ahead, hop right on into it, break it all down for you guys from everything that we're hearing from this official announcement, as well as rumors, and for what we're anticipating to see in the galaxy far, far away very, very soon. In this video, we are going to be taking a read from StarWarsNews.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. If you haven't already, grab the subscribe button, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so this week, Lucasfilm has officially announced on their social media hiring channels that Lucasfilm Animation is now actually looking for more animators. With the studio now having completed the work on the Bad Batch, the overall project itself, all seasons are kind of coming to a close for the Bad Batch, as the third and final season, so they're kind of done with the Bad Batch. A job listing could indicate a possible uptick in future Star Wars animation projects. Quite obviously, I think is the biggest takeaway from this, and it really comes as quite as a surprise, I think, even at that there as well, because a lot of people, a lot of fans out there have been wondering, okay, so what's going to happen after the Bad Batch? Like, what's going to be the next big animation project or animated show for Star Wars specifically? A lot of people would then answer that question, well, of course it's going to be the Tales of the Jedi animated show, and I very much so think and hope that is going to be the case. However, I think that they are also planning on taking on another animated project for Star Wars after the Bad Batch. The official announcement from Lucasfilm themselves as follows: Lucasfilm Animation is hashtag hiring animators mid-level to support the animation director and the execution and delivery of animated shot production. Interested? Apply now and hashtag join the force, with a link provided to more information upon the Lucasfilm recruiting from there. Now, I think that would be honestly really cool. I'm not qualified to, do any animated project. I make videos, and for those of you that know more about my personal life, I work within the film and television industry, of course. Even though we are currently in the midst of the final season of the third and final season of the Bad Batch, with new episodes still coming out, it could be that Lucasfilm Animation already has another big title currently in the pipeline that they're going to go after, and is staffing up because of this. Following the Bad Batch, the next series currently scheduled for animation is Tales of the Jedi Volume 2, or Season 2. There is also going to be Star Wars Visions with a third volume at the same time as well, although I think, as we all know, Star Wars Visions doesn't actually come all that much from Lucasfilm Animation, and that comes from other animation studios. That's what makes that project more special. But after that, after Tales of the Jedi Volume 2, the current rumors are that the following: Tales of the Jedi Volume 2, or Season 2 much rather, there will be more Tales of the Jedi anthology shows on top of that. We covered this roughly about a month ago or so, but there's supposed to be other Tales of fill-in-the-blank, essentially, shows or projects that Lucasfilm would be working on for Disney+. This would include and focus on Sith, bounty hunters, and kind of anything and everything in between. These spin-offs supposedly would be focused on Sith, bounty hunters, and possibly other factions within the Star Wars universe under the working titles of Tales of the Sith or Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Even then, it's possible that there could be another major animation project in the works besides a Tales of Anthologies show, being that Tales of the Jedi Season 1 was worked on alongside the Bad Batch at the same time, so they definitely have, plenty of people to work on, I guess, two animated projects at the same time. However, the listing could also be for anything Lucasfilm animated related we must take in consideration and remember at the same time. Lucasfilm doesn't just mean just Star Wars. This isn't a firm confirmation of any new Star Wars animated project in development, although I think we would all like to think that would be the case. Outside of that question though, however, Lucasfilm about a year ago at this point did announce and confirm that they don't really want to come out with any new IPs and would like to focus on ones that simply exist right now. As such, Star Wars, very clear and cut. Indiana Jones, Willow. I think these would all be like animated projects, or much rather IPs, a part of Lucasfilm that they want to keep on with, and would actually maybe potentially look at doing some type of animated project or show for one of those IPs or one of those franchises, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, or for Willow. I myself have a couple of other Star Wars related animated projects or shows I would love to see, though, however, that come into mind for, you know, a galaxy far, far away in the near future, after the Bad Batch Season 3 its final season wraps up, and then Tales of the Jedi Season 2 also comes and goes as well. By which one of those I kind of often will talk about, or, you know, discuss here on the channel, is some type of animated project very similar to how Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels is laid out, although it would be for the sequel trilogy. As controversial as it is, though, however, I would love to see some type of animated project set between the events of The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. There's so much story that they would be able to tell within that area. There's roughly about a year gap between those two movies in the canon Star Wars timeline, so they would have and be able to tell that opportunity, tell that story of how Rey received more of her Jedi training, or finished out her Jedi training essentially, with Leia Organa, some adventures of Finn and Poe Dameron with the Resistance and other characters of alike, how Hux became a part of the Resistance and is all of a sudden the hidden spy that we see revealed in the Rise of Skywalker movie, the rise of Palpatine and the rise of his Imperial Army once again in the Rise of Skywalker. I mean, there's so many different things that they could tackle, explain, and look at, not to mention Kylo Ren / Ben Solo and his whole adventure going on. Imagine some type of animated project within that timeline. I think would be so really, really cool. Outside of that, though, however, maybe taking a look at the original trilogy, aside from the original trilogy characters, Luke, Leia, and Han Solo, some type of animated project about those characters in between the movies. Again, very similar to how Star Wars Rebels and how the Clone Wars shows are laid out and kind of done so. Something of a project looking at the rebellion between the events of A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and maybe more adventures of Luke, Han, and Leia between the events of Empire Strikes Back and for Return of the Jedi, and even after the matter as well, like maybe even dipping into what we see within the Mandoverse, the Mandalorian there as well, like just the overall adventures that we would see Han Solo, Leia, and Luke Skywalker go on after the events of Return of the Jedi, and also on top of that, essentially a continuation of the Rebels show itself, like what happened to the rest of the Ghost crew after Star Wars Rebels Season 4. Harrison Dula, Sabine Wren, Ahsoka, they all kind of go off and join the Rebellion. Adventures and stories of that I think would be really neat to tell with a new animated show or project, or even best case scenario maybe would be an animated movie. We only have one of those, the Clone Wars movie, so maybe taking a stab at another one would be a cool idea. Anyway, guys, this here all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.